Hey, hello. It's Sunday again, and sorry, it's a little bit loud in here. I'm actually going to step over here just a little bit to get you all away from the air fryer. I'm making Casey and Alan's dinner while we're doing the chat, so I've been making them taste test some things, yeah, to get ready for us. So, how's everybody doing? Everybody have a good week? Casey is here with us. Casey just joined the chat, but she's like, I can see her, I can touch her. So of course I know she's here for the chat. Oh, let me check in, see how far we went. Yeah, so got the cool walking hair again today. Hey Pat, let's see, we walked 15,000 steps today. So I guess I deserve some walking hair over that. Hey Paula. So guys, after I say hello to a few more people, then I'm gonna have to turn this around. Hey Sybil. Say hi to Sybil.
Hi Sybil.
Hey. Casey and Ellen are saying hey. Hey Donna, hey Karen. But after a few minutes, I'm going to have to turn this around because we're actually going to do some cooking tonight. Hey, Sheila. And the air fryer's going. Can y'all hear the air fryer going? Hey, Linda. So we're actually cooking some stuff. Hey, Meredith. Oh, and she says, great job on your steps. Thank you, Meredith. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Shirley. So we'll say hey to a few more people. Hello, Sally. Sally says hello.
Hello.
Casey says hello. So y'all are, hey, Betty. Hey, Cynthia. Cynthia says hello to Casey, too. And Alan's here, too, guys. Alan's here too, and we're going to check in on Alan in just a second. Hey Claudie, and hey Sherry. Hey Kim. Okay, I'm going to say hi to like 3 more people, and then I'm going to have to start cooking. Hey Pam, Pamela. Pamela Sue. Do you only get called Pamela Sue when you're in trouble? And hey Deb. Hey another Karen. Okay, hey Lynn. Hi Lynn. Okay, so happy Sunday everybody. We're going to, hey Margaret. Oh, and Margaret's in Sevierville right now. So yeah, Margaret's saying hello from Sevierville. Okay, so I'm really concerned about this thing I've got in my hair. I don't know. I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it. It's bothering me. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Alice. Okay, so that's it. I'm cutting myself off. I'm cutting myself off with everybody with saying hey. So, except for Kim. Hey, Kim. You're the last one. So, we got to get cooking because we are cooking tonight. Part of the things I already made. And I've already been, let's see, Sally says, I feel like you need to have a mirror to talk through. So, hey to everybody else that's coming in. I'm going to go ahead and get started so that we can make everything. So I already made part of it and already made Casey and Alan try part of it. And I think Alan was happy with the way that I doled it out because so I'd go, here's a little bit of something to eat, and then I'd be gone for a few minutes and I'd come back. Oh, and he said, oh, and just about the time he was getting hungry, I'd come back with something else. Here's a little bit of something else to eat. So, but their actual supper is in the air fryer right now, and it's just about done. So we'll check on that here in just a second. But we're going to check in on Casey and Alan first. So Casey just went for her, how many week? Is it?
It was technically 16 weeks, but I was 17 at the time.
Okay, so in case y'all don't know it, Casey is preggers, and they went for their 16-week checkup, but she was technically already 17 weeks at the checkup. I don't know what that means, but everything was great. I'll let her talk to you in just a second. And Alan has lost 6 pounds?
Yep. Okay,
Alan has lost 6 pounds so far. So you guys keep encouraging him in the group. Believe it or not, he does look at some of the things that we post in the group. You know, all us ladies, he is looking at some of it. So let me turn it around a minute. Let's say hi to them. So here are Casey and Alan. Hi.
Hello.
Say hi. Say hi, Casey and Alan. So
Hi, Casey and Alan.
Casey's the pregnant one. Oh, and their supper's ready. Casey's the pregnant one.
I'm the pregnant
Yes.
one, if they couldn't figure that out.
Yeah, just in case you couldn't figure that out, she's the pregnant one.
Yeah.
And Alan is the losing weight one. So he's lost 6 pounds.
We're balancing out for each other.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay, so y'all are getting lots of thumbs up. Okay, I'm gonna let them eat. So let's look at what I've made for them. Let's look at what it looks like in the air fryer. Okay, so tonight's chat is about nutritional yeast. And the reason that we're doing tonight's chat on nutritional yeast is because that is probably the number one thing that I get asked about. So aside from, you know, how do you stay on plan, or what do you do, you know, when you have a plateau or something like that. Seriously, probably the number one question I get, somebody, not just one somebody. Oh, and do you all see can y'all see, okay, don't look at Casey and Ellen in the background because I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, but do you all see that stack of envelopes in the background? Yeah, that's all index card swaps that we just opened today. Yeah, that's just from today. So, but anyway, so then probably the number one thing, you know, after some actual Weight Watchers questions that I get asked is, what is nutritional yeast and why are you eating it? So we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. What I'm going to do first, though, is my normal weekly thing and go ahead and go through our housekeeping items, which are, this is a live Facebook chat. If you're watching this on Sunday night, and I have no idea what the date is today, but if y'all are watching this on Sunday night, then you're watching this on and the peanut gallery in the back says that today is the 6th. So if you're watching this on Sunday the 6th, between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern, then you are watching this live. And while you're watching this live, that means that you can comment, and I can see your comments. And let's say, wait, he's just waiting for you to react, and I'm not going to. What are y'all talking about? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? I must have missed something because Sally's waiting on somebody to react about something. And I don't know what she's talking about. So anyway, but this is a live chat. If you're watching it right now, I can see your messages except for when I'm cooking. So I'm a little bit behind on looking at those. Oh, Jackie says it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Jackie. I would sing, but y'all know I can't sing. It's terrible. I sang once for Angie, and it was awful. Oh, Sally says she's giving hearts and not angry faces. Okay, I see what she's talking about. Yeah, Sally's kind of our self-professed monitor of the angry faces. So yeah, so don't make those. But everybody tell Jackie happy birthday. It's her 72nd birthday today. So happy birthday to you. But so since it's a live chat today, when we're doing this, it's a live chat. For those of you that are watching later on YouTube, or if you're watching this on Facebook, I know sometimes it's a little bit confusing because people are like, wait, I thought this was a live chat. It was a live chat on Sunday, August the 6th. So if you're watching it later, you're just watching it. You can still comment, I can still see them, and I can still answer you. I just can't answer them in the live chat. Yeah. So, and if you want to see this later, it'll be available on Facebook. I will do transcripts for everything that we're talking about, and we are going to... Okay, whoever accidentally did an angry face. Oh, and somebody said, and I cannot read your name, Mern Miller says, wow, you have a wicked Southern accent. I don't have a Southern accent. You're crazy. Yes, but anyway, so yeah, so Sally is on a one-woman mission to find out who is doing the angry faces. And Shanna says, my face looks super slim today. That means I'm going to wear this headband every single day, Shanna. Thank you. So anyway, if you want to find this later, it'll be on Facebook, and I'm also on YouTube, or you can watch it on, and thank you, Elizabeth says it's a nice accent. If you want to watch this later, or if you want to see the transcripts, those will be available on my blog. That's www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And Casey may type that here in just a second. She's getting it. And on YouTube, you just go to YouTube and search If You Have an Egg. And if you follow me on YouTube, or if you watch it on, thank you, Casey. If you watch it on YouTube, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we are up over 500 subscribers now, so that's crazy. Okay, so I think that's all my housekeeping things. So now we can start cooking. First, I want to show you Casey and Alan's dinner, even though I'm just jumping right into that. This is their chicken. So I got asked all week. We've been making that minced chicken, and that minced chicken is made. We are going to talk about nutritional yeast. I'm just giving you all a preview because I think they're probably starving to death. So I wanted to give you a preview of their dinner so that they can go ahead and eat. But we've been talking about that minced chicken, and that minced chicken is made with thighs. And so people have been asking me all week, can you make that with chicken breasts? Because they either want to use less points or because they don't like dark meat. Yeah, not a problem. So I decided I would try it with the chicken breast today. And the only thing that was different, so if you all have been looking at the that minced chicken recipe, and you'll have to forgive me, I'm plating their chicken while I'm talking to you. So yay. I'm multitasking, yes, and they're very happy because they're very hungry. They have been extremely patient. But anyway, so if you've seen, you know, all the hoopty-lolly about that minced chicken, this is just the chicken breast version of it, I guess. So we can't technically call it that minced chicken because that minced chicken was made with chicken thighs. But the quick story behind that, my husband and I went to a cooking party one time, and the guy that was there was making, chicken thighs, and he was making them in an electric skillet that had this oil-based bottom, you know, or whatever. and we loved it. And we actually ended up buying the whole set just because we wanted that pan to be able to make his chicken. And we never could decide what to call it, so we just decided that we would name it That Man's Chicken. And for let's see, probably, I don't know, 20 years. I guess for 20 years, that's what my husband and I have called it. So we're gonna start talking about nutritional yeast, but first, look at their dinner. They've already had a sampling of some of the other things, but they are going to have my air fryer corn. It's my candy corn. And they're gonna have that, and they're gonna have the chicken breast version. These are actually chicken breast tenders, version of that. Okay, so let's let them have their dinner. This one is Alan's. Alan, there is your dinner. And Casey and Alan have tried, they have tried everything that I've been making with the nutritional yeast on there. And we'll just let them chime in from the background. So you all have not died from the nutritional yeast?
Not yet.
It hasn't killed you? Okay. And did you feel like you needed to make some weird lifestyle change to eat nutritional yeast? Okay, and it's very hot. Yeah, it's hot when it comes out. So Alan's finding that out right now. Okay. Oh, and did you hear that? Say it again. How is it?
It's good.
No. What'd you say?
Hey, it's so good.
So good. Okay. He said it's so good. Okay, so we're going to come over here and talk for a few minutes. And yeah, that's cute. Teresa said, how about that girl's chicken? Yeah, that would be cute. Okay, so let's talk about nutritional yeast. That's the #1 question I get. What is nutritional yeast? So, yeah, it's nutritional yeast. Oh, and Sybil wants to know where to find the recipe for that chicken. So Sybil, That Man's Chicken is already on the blog, which is www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And if you search that or man or chicken, it's going to come up. But everything that we talk about tonight will be transcribed later. I'll try to get it done tonight. I don't know if I'll get it done tonight or not. But and Paula said she put it on her pork chops tonight, and that it made a great crust. Awesome, that's good. Yeah, I'll try it on some pork later. But when oh yeah, and Carol said when I showed the chicken that my voice fades out. So Carol, just so you know, it's going to get quieter when I flip I sort of say the television. Yeah, when I flip the phone around. I don't know why it does that, but when I flip the phone around to show you all stuff, yes, it is going to get a little bit quieter, but that's why I turn it around so much and talk into the phone. I don't have an explanation for it, and if somebody who's a little more technologically savvy than me figures it out, or I don't know if I need to get a microphone for someday or whatever, but anyway, so let's talk about the yeast. Well, I'm sorry, so it's all going to be transcribed, so I'll try to get it done tonight. And hey, and Leisha says, I finally found this. It took me 20 minutes. Sorry. I'll try to make it easy for y'all to find it. And last week we actually did a chat on how to find this. So yeah, I don't know how else to explain for people to get here. But anyway, so glad you made it, Leisha. But anyway, so yeah, what was I even saying? Oh. So I will transcribe all of this, and it will have any recipes that we went over. So it will have a link to That Man's Chicken. It'll have a link to the candy corn, and it'll have everything else that I'm going to make. It'll have either a description of what I made, or it'll have a link to the recipe. But again, for the blog, it's www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And somebody else will have to type that because Casey is over there munching down on corn right now.
Absolutely.
Can you hear her?
That's so good.
Yeah, can y'all hear them? It's so good because they're trying to talk. Yeah, I'll turn it around real quick.
No.
Yep. Yep.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah. So
It's really good.
they're loving the corn. Okay, so they are loving the corn. And that corn recipe is definitely already on the blog. So y'all are going to have to go find that. So if you make it to the blog before I get this transcribed, it's www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And if you search corn, or if you search candy, or if you search candy corn, thank you, Sybil. Sybil put it up for you, Casey. But anyway, so it's going to be on there. So what is nutritional yeast? Nutritional yeast is nutritional yeast. And yes, I know. Oh, and Carol says, is Casey your daughter? Yes. Okay, so I forget that everybody doesn't already know who everybody else is. So I'm going to get sidetracked for a second. Casey is my daughter, and Alan is my son-in-law. So basically just another kid, another one of my kids.
Yep.
And Casey and Alan are pregnant with mine and John's first grandbaby.
It's very scary.
And He says it's very scary. It's not scary at all. But anyway, so John is out of town, and John is my husband, and John is out of town for anywhere from, he's either going to be gone for 7 days or 21 days. Who knows? Or somewhere in between. So they got suckered into, they got suckered into coming over and trying food and sitting on Dusty. So if it's your first time here and you haven't met Dusty, you'll meet him at some point. He's here somewhere.
He's begging for food.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. He's up there begging for food from them. But anyway, so you'll meet Dusty because he's our other fur kid. So that's who Casey and Alan are, and that is why they're here trying food. So A, was taste testing a couple of new recipes on them. B, I needed somebody to keep up with the dog. And C, and Paula goes, Dusty! And C, yeah, I needed help tonight since John's out of town. So, yeah, Paula, that just reminded me, I'm going to sidetrack, because y'all know how I love to sidetrack. I'm going to sidetrack for a second. So last weekend, I was in St. Louis with Popcorn Karen, and we, we did a surprise live chat on the Instant Pot, but I didn't get back until it was really late Saturday night when I got back, so I slept in on Sunday morning and I didn't make it to church or Sunday school. Dusty, believe it or not, Dusty goes to Sunday school with me. So, yeah, I don't take him into the sanctuary. He's not allowed, well, I just don't take him in there. I'm sure he's not allowed in there, but I don't take him in anyway. But our Sunday school classroom is outside. It's outside of the church building, and and everybody in our Sunday school class loves him, so I take him. And we can watch the service, in there. So I didn't go last Sunday because I got back from St. Louis so late. But this Sunday when I walked in, of course I had Dusty with me. Every single person who walked into the classroom went, Dusty, we missed you, buddy. We missed you last week. And I was like, well, I missed y'all too. Yeah, they all asked for Dusty. Okay, so let's get back to nutritional yeast. So what is it? Every time I mention anything about it, and I post everything, almost everything I eat, I post in our here, which is on the Facebook page. I post it in our Facebook group, and it's a closed group, and I'll tell you later how to request to join that, but it is a closed group so that we can talk about things that prying eyes can't see, like husbands if you don't want them to, or coworkers, or sometimes other family members. And I also post them on Pinterest. If you go to Pinterest, it's just pinterest.com/IfYouHaveAnEgg, all run together. They get posted on my app. But again, all this is going to be transcribed, so you don't worry about trying to write all this down really quick. But whenever I post anything that has nutritional yeast in it, I get question after question after question after question. What is nutritional yeast? Why do you eat it? What's it used for, and what does it taste like? And then the newest one I've been getting is, how many points does it have? I have a different answer for that question when we get to that one. So the first one is, what is nutritional yeast? So if you don't mind, I'm just going to read this to you. The ingredients. Now I get the kind that I use, and yes, I know this is backwards, so for any of you who have not been on here before, because I'm using my phone and because I did not flip the camera around, then the words are going to show up backwards. I'm going to transcribe this for you. You'll be fine. You will be okay. You're going to get this later. But the kind I use is Bragg Premium Nutritional Yeast, and you can get this. Yeah, where do you get it? Yeah, is another one that I get. But where I get this, I live in East Tennessee. I live in Knoxville. So I buy this you can get it at Whole Food. You can get it at most Kroger's, and some of the Kroger's have it in, like one has it with the other baking things. One of them has it with the, in the section my husband calls the hippie granola section, like the organic section. They also have it at if you happen to live in Knoxville, they have it at the Ingalls on Emory Road. And I have not looked at Fresh Market yet, but Trader Joe's has it, and they have their own brand. I have not found it at Food City yet, so you're just going to have to check whatever part of the country that you live in. Okay, and Paula just said, what's the difference in your opinion with Bragg's or Trader Joe's? I don't think there's any difference. The Bragg and the Trader Joe's taste exactly the same to me. Bragg, Trader Joe's, and now Bob's Red Mill has one, or at least it's available in our area. The 3 of those look exactly the same to me. So let me read this to you real quick though, before I get sidetracked again, because y'all know I get sidetracked super fast. Well, okay, and here I go getting sidetracked again. If we have anybody here from Annapolis, Maryland, my husband is actually there right now refurbishing I guess it was an old, either Joann Fabrics or Hancock Fabrics or something. He is refurbishing their floor or redoing their floors, and there's a Trader Joe's in the same parking lot. So if you happen to live in Annapolis, Maryland, and you are near the Trader Joe's that is near the Joann Fabrics, he looked and looked and looked for me today. Bless his heart, he probably looked for 45 minutes. He did not find nutritional yeast. So sorry, Annapolis, Maryland girls, he did not find it today. Of course, he also would not go ask the store manager. That's why they're there. Go ask a store manager. Hey, so Sybil, so any of you all that are in or near Annapolis, he's going to be there all week. So if y'all go to Trader Joe's this week, they're working like, I think they're working at the Joann's, they're working like 4 or 5 p.m. at night until 5 p.m. in the morning. But anyway, okay, so yeah, I got sidetracked again. So nutritional yeast, I get the Bragg kind. Whoops. Where is it? I get Bragg or I get Trader Joe's. There are other kinds, and we'll talk about them in just a second. But the ingredients are inactive dry yeast, niacin, it's B3, B6, riboflavin B2, thiamine B1, folic acid, and vitamin B12. So yes, Janet just said you can get it on Amazon. You sure can get it on Amazon. And Kim says her Trader Joe's has it on a clip, not on the shelf. Well, maybe that's why he didn't find it. Because when I said look for it on the shelf, you know how husbands are. I'm sure he did not look at that. So yes, Paula says there's lots of B's. So let me read this to you. The nutritional yeast, the kind I buy, for 1 tablespoon, it has 20 calories. It has 0 grams of fat, 10 milligrams of sodium, 2 grams of carbohydrate, 1 gram of fiber, and 2 grams of protein. The iron is 2% of your daily nutritional value. Thiamine, which is B1, is 180%. I don't know what B1 does, but that sounds like a great thing to me. Riboflavin, which is B2, is 160%. Niacin, which is B2, is 70%. I'm going to pause there and say we do have Popcorn Karen on here is sensitive to niacin, and she's sensitive to niacin, and it makes her flush. So I don't know if anybody else is sensitive to that, but just know, just be forewarned. I don't know anybody else that's had any trouble besides Popcorn Karen, but I just wanted to say that out loud and beware. Pyridine, I can't pronounce that one, which is B6, it's 140%. Pantothenic acid, it's 30%, zinc 8%, and selenium 10%. So the reason I eat this, because I get asked that a lot too, the reason that I eat the nutritional yeast, my mother is vegan, and she started using nutritional yeast as a nutritional supplement because since she wasn't eating any meat and being vegan, hey, don't forget to take the lanyard or you can't get back in. Okay. Sorry, Dusty's going out. He's going out for a little break. But she wasn't getting some of these, nutrients, and especially like, some of the extra protein and things because she wasn't eating meat. So she was looking for ways to supplement her diet, and she started eating nutritional yeast. Well, that was great. It was great as a nutritional supplement, but she got me started eating it, and now I'm not vegan. I'm not even vegetarian. One of my friends says I'm selectitarian, whatever that means, because, oh wait, let's see, Michelle says, this is my first time to catch this live. I always catch it on YouTube. Oh yeah, and she listed some ways that she uses nutritional yeast. Thank you for sharing that, Michelle. But she got me started eating this, and again, she was putting it in things because she used to cook supper before she got sick. She was cooking supper for me every single Saturday night, and she was putting nutritional yeast in the food as a supplement for her. But the added benefit of it, aside from being a nutritional supplement and the kinds that I buy are 1 tablespoon is 0 smart points. But aside from that, it is absolutely delicious. So when people say, why do you eat it? Okay, I don't eat it for the nutritional value, because I'm more, as my friend says, selectarian, because I eat meat when I want to and I don't eat meat when I don't want to. So I'm not opposed to meat. I do eat it, but there are a lot of days I just don't eat it. So aside from the nutritional benefits of it, I eat it because it's absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. It tastes like, and everybody laughs at me, but it tastes like panko and Parmesan had a baby. So have you all ever had panko? And I actually meant to get some out so that I could show you all what it looks like. And sorry, I have to stand up on my tippy toes. Oh no, and I just accidentally pushed it back in the cabinet. Hold please while I try to grab this. I'm gonna have to get something else to grab it with. So that's one of the few bad things about living in a loft, is that you kind of have to go up. You kind of have to go up because you can't go out. You only have so much space, so much floor space, but we have 16-foot tall ceilings. Like, see our windows, see how tall our windows are? So we have 16-foot tall windows, so we can keep going up. We just can't go out because you only have, limited floor space. But this is panko. For people who don't know what panko is, that is panko. And panko looks like this. Can y'all see that? Okay, so that's what panko looks like. And of course, y'all know what Parmesan looks like, but I don't even keep Parmesan anymore. There's no reason to keep Parmesan because I use nutritional yeast. So before I start showing you what I do with nutritional yeast, let's talk about the points. I got asked that. Oh, Lynn says she put it on sliced yellow squash in the oven. Ooh, I bet that was good. Okay, I'm gonna have to try that one. So I got asked over and over and over and over again, as soon as I said that tonight's chat was going to be about nutritional yeast, I suddenly was inundated with people saying, oh, but doesn't that add points? And I kept saying, no, it doesn't add points. But let me tell you what I figured out. The Bragg, and I don't know why, I do not have an explanation for why it's like this. The Bragg brand is 1 tablespoon, and y'all heard the nutritional information that I read off. 1 tablespoon is 0 smart points. The Trader Joe's brand, 1 tablespoon is 0 smart points. The Bob's Red Mill, 1 tablespoon is 0 smart points. But I found 2 others, and one of them is called Red Star, and I actually don't remember the name of the other one. I'll look it up and I'll put it on the transcripts. But the Red Star brand, which I found at Publix, its serving size I think is 1.5 tablespoons. But even when I took it down to 1 tablespoon, for some reason it has more calories, and I don't know. I have no idea why. In the container, I didn't buy any of it, but in the container it looked just like this. So I don't know why it's more, but it was the Red Star and then the other brand that I'll put in the transcripts because I can't think of the name of it now. For 1 tablespoon, it was 1 smart point. So do your research. Don't just assume anything. Y'all know I say all the time. If you've watched me very long, you know I say all the time, don't assume anything. Question everything. And sometimes Weight Watchers math is weird, and so you have to question things and say, is this real? Or sometimes Weight Watchers math, if you eat 1 of something, that's 1 smart point. If you eat 2 of it, that's 3. Some things, if it's 1 is 2 smart points. If you eat 2 of them, it's still 3. So question everything. And I promise, if you'll use some resources like these live chats, like people in your groups, if y'all are not already in a Weight Watchers Facebook group, I highly recommend it. Make sure you get into a good one with some good people that are actually checking their points. But yeah, always question everything. So I questioned these. I thought, okay, this many people are not asking me, doesn't it add points, for it not to add points. So I checked them. Again, Bragg, Trader Joe's, and Bob's Red Mill, 1 tablespoon, 0 smart points. So just make sure that you get those. And as a funny side note, we've been talking about these index cards, and my husband casually mentioned, hey Hey girl, hey. My husband casually mentioned as he was leaving the other day, he goes, really, you should get somebody to package nutritional yeast for you and do a set of the index cards with things that use nutritional yeast, and then send it with like a Ziploc baggie size or whatever, of nutritional yeast. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know if anybody would actually buy that or not, but okay, Jackie wants to know, do you store it in the refrigerator like you do with Parmesan? Jackie, you do not have to store it in the refrigerator, but you do have to store it in a cool place. And we have, I don't know if you can see these behind me, but here in the loft, this is not our loft, we are leasing it, and he has these under counter lights that I don't know what they're made out of, but they're hot. So I don't put anything in my cabinets that can't get warm, because it actually makes things warm. Like when I first noticed it, and I guess I should be nervous that maybe it's going to catch them on fire, but they're not mine. But anyway, so when I first noticed it, I kept getting my peanut butter out. Hey Mary! I kept getting my peanut butter out, and it would just be runny, and you'd have to kind of stir it. Well, it's getting just warm enough. I don't want y'all to think that the lights are hot enough that they're gonna set the cabinets on fire, but it's making it just warm enough inside of there that I don't keep my nutritional yeast in there because of that reason. I do keep mine either in the refrigerator or like the Trader Joe's one. Let me flip this around quick. I have this little, well, if y'all can see that, I have this little cabinet that's separate from the rest of my cabinets, and so I keep the Trader Joe's one down there just because I don't have a lot of shelf space. And Paula says, Google says the shelf life is about a year in a sealed baggie, or you can freeze it for 2 years. Okay, ladies, by the time this chat is over, if you have your nutritional yeast for a year, then you either didn't watch this chat or you weren't listening to me. So I go through one of these about every 2 months. Yeah, I'm eating a lot of nutritional yeast. So let me think, did I answer all the questions? What part of the store? Could be in the organic section, could be in the with the other baking things, or like Trader Joe's. Somebody said earlier that they have it hanging on, and yeah, and Paula, I knew you meant in a sealed baggie. Okay, Dorothy wants to know, is there a lot of sodium in the seasoning? Dorothy, there are 10 milligrams of sodium in the Bragg. I don't know, I'm out of Trader Joe's because I'm telling you, I use this stuff like every single day. So I'm out of the Trader Joe's, so I can't check it. I'm assuming because everything else was similar that it's going to be similar to this. So did I answer all those questions before we actually start looking at food? So it was, what is it? Why do I use it? Where do I get it? How many points is it? Can y'all think of any other questions before we move on? And yes, I have on a jacket in August. I just realized I still have it on. Karen and I walked so far today, and it was pretty darn warm. It was very cool this morning, but it was really warm when we walked this afternoon, and we walked just shy of 5 miles, I think. So I was all good and sweaty when I got back, and I like to keep the loft cool, so yeah. Okay, and I got 2 questions. 3. What all do you use it on? Andrea, that's actually what this chat's about. So we're going to talk about some of the things that I use it on. Janet said, how much is it? Janet, I want to say, gosh, it's obviously inexpensive enough that I buy it a lot, maybe $5. And you can also get it online. You can buy it on Amazon, or you can get it from Bragg. If you buy the Bragg brand, you can get it from I think it's bragglivefoods.com. We may have Casey check that. She's moved up to the computer now. Apparently their bellies got full. Hey, was that good?
Yeah, it was delicious.
Okay, good. So they had the chicken breast tenderloin version of it. And Angie, yeah, actually I will taste it. I don't mind too at all. Angie always wants me to taste everything. And the Bragg, you're looking at, I think it's Bragg Live Foods, where you can order the nutritional yeast online. So Casey's going to find that, yeah, so the Trader Joe's one is only $2.99. So see, I was way above it, saying $5. But let's see, and does it blend in or melt? Patricia, I think that'll be better answered when I show you what we're actually making, because it depends on what you're making. And Angie wanted to know if I would try it. So And I will. She knows I'll taste test anything. So what I'm going to do, I'm pouring a little bit of it on, since I don't have two hands, I can't show it to you in my hand, but I'm going to lick my finger and pick some of it up. Okay, so here is the nutritional yeast.
Did you want to know where to find it online?
Yes, I'm sorry, Casey's going to tell us where to find nutritional yeast online.
It's just bragg.com.
Okay, it is just bragg.com?
Yeah,
okay, it's just...
But you have to specifically hit the link that says online store.
Okay, so it's bragg.com, bragg.com. No, Angie, I'm not shaking it in my mouth. Calm down. But anyway, so it's bragg.com, and you can go there to order it online. You can get it on Amazon, or you can get it in the store. So
It seems to be more expensive on their online store, though.
she said it's more expensive in their online store. Okay, so don't know if y'all just saw that or not, but yes, I just licked some off of my finger. So it looks like, actually, let me show you what it looks like. Let's see. Let me open the side of the container. Yeah, Angie says from Kroger, it's like $5.39. Don't let the look scare you from trying. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Paula said, don't let the look scare you from trying it. And I'm going to tell you this too. It stinks. Sybil just agreed with me. It smells funky. Yeah, and Margaret says it looks like flaked fish food. Yeah, it does. And it smells weird. But if you think about it, Parmesan cheese stinks too. Like, I love Parmesan cheese, but it stinks. So let's look at it. Here's what it looks like in the container. So yes, it looks like a container of fish food. So that's what it looks like. But y'all saw me taste it. I mean, it's really good. I mean, that was off my finger. So it wasn't even on anything. It was just off my finger. So yeah, somehow we've already been talking about, yeah, Angie says it tastes like heaven. It really does. We've already been talking for 30 minutes. So I don't know how this happens. So we're going to switch to talking about the food. Now here is where Carol asked about me getting quiet. So yeah, when I turn the camera around, it's going to be quiet. But I'll try to talk louder, and y'all just hang with me. So here are a couple of the things that I made just today with it. The first one is, and y'all tell me if I'm talking loud enough, but the first one is just a breakfast sandwich. Or it doesn't have to be a breakfast sandwich. I mean, you could eat this, for lunch or for whatever. And sorry, I've had the fruit sitting out long enough. The fruit flies have found it. But this is just a flat out fold it. And these are 2 to 3 points depending on which kind you get. And it has 1 teaspoon of Smart Balance mayonnaise on it, which is Smart Balance light mayonnaise, which is 1 smart point. And it has sliced cucumbers and sliced tomatoes, which are 0 smart points. So let's see, for this one's a 2 point, 1 point for the mayonnaise. Then we have a sliced hard-boiled egg, and here, let me show you what I slice it with. It surprises me that people don't know what these are, but I get asked every time I slice an egg, people are like, how did you slice your egg that thin? Okay, people have these, right? I'm not the only person on the planet that has an egg slicer, correct? Because I get asked every time I show a sliced egg, I get asked how I slice my eggs that thin. But anyway, so it's a flat out fold it, 2 to 3 smart points, 1 teaspoon of Smart Balance light mayonnaise, that's 1 smart point, cucumbers and tomatoes, a sliced hard-boiled egg, that's 2 smart points, and 1 tablespoon of crumbled Kirkland bacon, because y'all know I prefer my Kirkland crumbled bacon. And then, can you see the nutritional yeast on there? So that has Sybil has an egg slicer. Okay, so that has about a tablespoon of the nutritional yeast on there. And good, Kim has one too. So that was, how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was like five smart points. And I'll reconfirm that before I post it tonight. But that is an awesome sandwich. It's better than anything that you can get at Subway. It's absolutely delicious. Let's see, wait a minute, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. It's 6 smart points. So, yeah, and it's better than anything that you can get at Subway. You can eat that hot or cold. So, hard-boiled eggs is one thing that I use nutritional yeast on. There are some mornings that I just slice a hard-boiled egg, Put some nutritional yeast and some already made bacon bits on it, and y'all know I like my Kirkland crumbled bacon. Put that on there and put some fruit with it, and that's breakfast. That's plenty for me. So that's one thing that I use it on. Then I have, let me turn this back around. Okay, this is my candy corn. And the candy corn is on the blog. That recipe is on the blog. It's www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and I'll put the link directly to the candy corn on, I'll put it on the transcripts here. But the candy corn, basically, you take some non-stick olive oil spray and spray the corn lightly. Then you add some Bragg nutritional yeast, and again, it's almost, maybe not quite a tablespoon, probably a heavy half of a tablespoon per ear of corn. And you sprinkle that on there, and then you add, normally for this one, for the candy corn, I either do my Dean Jacobs Italian bread seasoning, and I know y'all are going to ask, so I'm going to show you that. So here is the Dean Jacobs Italian bread dipping seasoning. I'll use that, or I have been using the Dax Original Red, which, oh, I've moved it over here, hold on. I've been using the Dax Original Red, that seasoning, and tonight one of the things has the Bragg Organic Sprinkle. So this though has the Italian bread dipping seasoning, and this, oh, and Margaret says she finally got some of the bread seasoning, so see, it was worth the trip to Gatlinburg. So I'll put the instructions for this on the transcripts for this, and Shanna loves her bread dipping seasoning, and Shanna got me mine this time, so thank you. And yes, cheesy grits, and we're actually going to talk about cheesy grits. And Sybil, the Dean Jacobs, I get it in Gatlinburg at a little store called All Sauced Up, and two of the other ladies have now gone to Gatlinburg to get it, but you can also order it online. So anyway, I use it on that. So see how nicely this is the Bragg nutritional yeast. So see how nice and crispy that is with the nutritional yeast. And this is actually cooked in my air fryer, but you can cook it in the oven too. These are a new thing. So these are little Portobello mushroom caps, and they have, so it's a Portobello mushroom. Wait, so that's what the DAC looks like. I didn't know. Yeah, so Betty wanted to know. Betty has been trying to figure out what the DAX looks like, and it looks like this. So the original red, well, first of all, it has no salt. And the original red is this color, and someone asked me today what it was like, and I don't know. I don't know what to tell you that it's like, or she said, what other seasoning can I use? Yeah, and Angie says pressure cook the corn. Yeah, Angie, we're gonna have one of those eventually. But anyway, but the Dax, Casey says that it tastes like the all dressed up seasoning, I think. But anyway, so these mushrooms, this is I'm sorry, what?
It's just all dressed.
Oh, all dressed seasoning that they put on potato chips. But anyway, it's absolutely delicious. So these are new. This is not on the blog yet, and will not be on the blog tonight because there's no way I'm going to get this on here tonight. But these are Portobello mushroom caps, and obviously I took out, so they started out life like this, and I took out the cap, and I added a chopped tomato, not a whole tomato, so just a little bit of a chopped tomato. Can y'all still hear me okay? So I added a little bit of a chopped tomato, then I added some torn up pepperoni turkey, and I get my pepperoni turkey at Aldi. It's the best. I mean, they have pepperoni turkey everywhere, but for some reason the Mama Cozies is really good. So if you all can hear me okay, please do some thumbs ups, because I know Carol was having trouble hearing me. But anyway, so this is oh, and Sally says, thank you, Kelly, for all your hard work. Well, you're welcome. And y'all know that now, so like at 9:30 I actually get to eat all this, right? So and then this is, I did the Kroger, and thank you all for doing the thumbs ups to let me know you can hear me okay. But today I did the Kroger, I'm going to call it the wrong thing, Click It. Is that right? Click list. I did the Kroger, well, hold on. Okay, so today I did the Kroger Click List for the very first time because John is out of town, and since I have Dusty all day, I have Dusty 24 hours a day, then they don't really like him in the store. He can go to Sunday school with me, but he can't go in the grocery store. So I did Click List today for the first time, and I really liked it. It was easy. I placed my order. I was sitting in my robe drinking coffee this morning before Sunday school and placed my order. Now, I forgot a few things because I wasn't wandering through the store aimlessly like I do when I normally go to the store. But one nice thing, they did not have the lettuce blend, or it was actually it was a kale blend that I had asked for. They did not have it. They only had this. The one I asked for was $3.99. The one they had was $6.99, but they let me have the $3.99 one for the same price. So, hey. Okay, so let's go back to these. So the Portobello mushrooms, remember that was a Portobello mushroom, started out life as this, took the cap out, and again, this will all be transcribed, so don't worry about it. Then it has a little bit of chopped up tomato, in the, stuff down in there, and stuff it in there pretty tight. Then it has some of this, which was the kale blend that I got. Then it has one Mama Cozies pepperoni crammed down in there. And then it has, also from Aldi, it has a fourth of a light string cheese. So I made 4 of these. Uh-oh, some people are saying that they lost me. So hopefully, here, hold on. Okay, let me turn back around. So can y'all see me now? So hopefully I'll be back. Casey, can you see me up there?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep talking. We do still have some of you can still see me, so I'll keep talking. Sometimes when I flip the phone around, I lose you all, so I'll just keep it around to me. So, yeah, which is gonna be less fun because you're not gonna get to see a close-up of the food, but I'll just hold it up to the camera as close as I can. Okay, so also in that mushroom is one of these. It's not one, I'm sorry, a fourth of one. So I made 4 mushrooms at one time, and it was like a fourth of a Fit and Active light string cheese, and that's also from Aldi. So now I'm gonna have to hold it in an awkward position because Facebook pooped out on me. Okay, and you all know sometimes when there's glitches that sometimes it's not me, right? Like this morning, our church live streams, and it froze. And for some of us it was frozen, and for some of us it was not frozen. I don't know how to explain that. But anyway, so I'm just gonna have to hold everything up like this since I can't flip the camera around. It seems sometimes it gets really upset when I flip the camera around, or if I do it too much. So we're just gonna hold these up, which is gonna make it not fun for the 2 things that I was actually gonna make. But, so this was 4, so that was 4 Portobello mushrooms. Again, I put, some diced, took the cap out, or the stem out, put some diced, and no, I'm not eating one, Angie, because they're messy. That's the one thing I will say about these. I'll eat one later, and I'll let you know how it was. But these were diced, and diced tomatoes, 1 Mama Cozies turkey pepperoni, a fourth, it's got some of the kale blend that I got, and then a fourth of one of the mozzarella string cheese, and I put those in the air fryer. And yeah, I'll put the instructions on the blog when I get that transcribed. So we're actually probably going to run out of time before we get all of this done. So, and since I'm scared to turn the phone around now, we're going to stop and make one thing. We're going to let it be cooking while I show you a couple of other things. So this is not really cooking. This is some more of that kale blend, and some more of the Mama Cozies, and it is, oh, I'm sorry, they did have Bragg nutritional yeast on them, because that's what this chat's about, and I almost forgot to tell you. So the mushroom caps, how many points? This will all be transcribed later, but the mushroom caps, that's not even going to be a point for a mushroom cap, because it has a fourth of a 1-point string cheese, and it has 1 turkey pepperoni. So yeah, it's not even going to be a 1 point for the mushrooms. Now at some point, multiple mushrooms will equal up to a point. Okay, but so this has more of the turkey pepperoni in it. It's got that blend, and it has nutritional yeast in it. And we're going to microwave that for about 30 seconds. So sorry the microwave's loud. I'll step over here while it's doing that. But yeah, so how yummy did those look? And I cooked them in the air fryer, but you could cook them in the oven too. And I'll put the instructions for how to cook them in the air fryer. I'll put that on in the transcriptions when I put that up. But we're gonna let that go for about 30 seconds. While that's going though, we're gonna get some instant potatoes going. This is, and I'm sorry I can't turn the phone around, but you know, bonus is y'all can hear me better when the phone's like this. This is 1/4 cup of just instant potatoes. And so do y'all know what I mean by instant potatoes? I'll pull them back out again. So like this one was Idahoan. It's just Idahoan roasted garlic potatoes. A lot of times I buy baby reds. So this is 1/4, in this bowl is 1/4 cup of just instant mashed potatoes and 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast and some black pepper. Okay, and y'all know my trick. If you watched me last week, and remember I can't turn the phone around, so I have no idea what this is gonna look like. If y'all watched last week, you remember that I used my Keurig for my water. So I'm gonna put that on 4 ounces of water, and I'm gonna tell it okay. And the Keurig, hopefully y'all can see that because I can't see a thing that's going on. So the Keurig is, can y'all see it? Of course now I can't see you all because I've got it turned around. Okay, so the Keurig put 4 ounces of hot water into my bowl. And I don't know what Sally said, but Casey said you're awesome. Let's see. Okay, girls, it's that time to give Kelly those thumbs ups and hearts. Thank you, Sally. Thank you very much, Sally. She is very generous. Sally's very generous with her thumbs ups and her hearts, and I do appreciate it. Okay, and I so wish that I could turn this around so y'all could see what I was doing. But in the essence of keeping this going, and I need to figure out how to get a camera person. But anyway, so I don't have to hold the phone because I'm always doing this one-handed. And this is my left hand, by the way. So I'm right-handed, but I'm holding the phone with my right hand. This is 1 tablespoon of Trader Joe's fat-free sour cream, which is the only fat-free sour cream that I will eat. And the secret ingredient, and I'm not going to make Alan taste this because he won't like this at all. Casey will probably like this. It's 1 teaspoon of Engelhofer horseradish sauce. Yeah, so Casey's up there going, So we'll get her to come down here and try this here in just a second. Okay, so that was 1/4 cup of nutritional, I'm sorry, it was 1/4 cup. I'm gonna have to switch hands. I have to do this with my right hand. So that was 1/4 cup of instant mashed potatoes. And these are not gonna be pretty because I'm trying to stir them with one hand. But anyway, it was 1/4 cup of instant mashed potatoes, 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast, some black pepper. Then after I added the hot water, after I added the 4 ounces of hot water, then I added 1 tablespoon of fat-free sour cream and a teaspoon of Engelhofer horseradish. Okay, even though I know what it tastes like, I'm gonna taste it because Angie's there somewhere wondering if I'm gonna taste it. So, and it's still very hot. I'm telling you, horseradish mashed potatoes, man. Okay, and they want you to hold it, Alan. I'm not gonna even make Alan hold it. So we'll get Casey down here in just a minute to try it. She's up in the loft. Actually, does anybody want to guess what Casey's working on? If y'all know us, you know of our obsession. So you should already be able to guess what she's up there working on. Since baby is coming in January, we're not taking our annual trip with Casey and Alan in December like we've been taking. John and I are still going in December to Disney, but they're going in October with us instead. So she's up there doing our fast passes. Okay, so here's Casey. So try it. Oh no, she's not doing, yeah. Karen said, are you up there doing index cards? She should be doing index cards. And actually that was an awesome guess. And she was working on them before we started the chat. Oops, sorry.
I'm leaving with these.
Oh, okay. So she's leaving. So I don't get any potatoes because Casey's going to leave with those. So, okay. Now we have this. So this was the blend. This was the the kale blend and the Mama Cozies pepperonis and some diced tomatoes. And now, and sorry since I can't turn it around, we're going to put some cheese grits on top. So these are just instant cheese grits. So for you girls that, that follow me, you know how I love my cheese grits. We're gonna do the same thing, and sorry I can't turn the Keurig around. We're gonna open and close the Keurig, tell it, yes, I wanna continue, 4 ounces, and let it go. Oh, and Casey, you took my spoon. So I either need another spoon or that spoon, please. Okay. So I put 4 ounces of hot water from the Keurig on there. And Janet says, it's a confession time. It's confession time. She was giving a bunch of thumbs ups and hearts, and she accidentally sent a frowny face. So Sally, don't hurt her. It was an accident. Oh, and that's what Teresa said. Oh, Janet, Sally will get you. And Dorothy said she's going to be at Disney in October as well. Dorothy, we're going the first week, and we're hoping that is Debbie here? We're hoping that maybe we can either hook up with Debbie in October or maybe not until December, because I have a really strange feeling my husband's going to kill me if we try to hook up for the October trip, because it's a little bit shorter trip. Okay, so the cheese grits, we're going to let those sit for a few minutes and then we'll come back to them. But that has 1 packet of instant cheese grits, and it has, and Christine just bought some today. Oh, and Donna says she thinks the index cards are going to be her life preserver in the coming months. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. Yeah, we just have to get ours finished and start getting them mailed out. But, and Kim says that I keep freezing up, so Kim's probably going to have to finish watching later. Kim, that happened to me at Sunday school, or happened to me at church. I'm watching today. But anyway, so we're going to let the cheese grits finish cooking. So they are, yeah, okay, Dorothy, you're going to be there at the same time we are for this first trip. But so it's cheese grits. It's 1 packet of cheese grits. That's 3 smart points. A tablespoon of the nutritional yeast is 0 smart points. Kale, which is 0. The Mama Cozies turkey pepperonis, I only put, I think I put 2 points worth in there. And then some tomatoes. So that should be 5 smart points. And we'll check on it in just a second. Okay. So for everybody that was asking about the chicken, so I had all these people saying, hey, that man's chicken, I don't eat chicken thighs. I had a bunch of people saying they don't eat chicken thighs. Not a bunch. I had a few people saying that they don't eat chicken thighs, or that they wanted something to be less points. So, and I really wish I could turn the phone around. I made a chicken breast tenderloin version, and so that is 2 chicken breast tenderloins, and then I made the whole rest of the pack. Actually, I made 5 to start with. We ate 3 of them because we had to taste test them. So I made 5 of them to start with. We taste tested them. We have these 2 left, and then I made the rest of the pack for Casey and Alan. But this is just like That Man's Chicken. That has, so that is the chicken breast tenderloins. Then I lightly sprayed it with non-stick olive oil spray because it did want to stick to the bottom of my air fryer. So if you're going to bake these, you'll have to figure out the time on your own if you're going to bake them, because I did them in the air fryer. So they have, and again, so I lightly sprayed them with non-stick olive oil spray because they don't have enough fat on their own to not stick to the bottom. So I still need to get some of the, apparently bamboo, is that it? A bamboo cooker? There is parchment paper for a bamboo cooker, and I'm still on the hunt for that. I guess I'm gonna have to order some from Amazon, but I think that would have worked. So anyway, chicken tenderloins, just boneless, skinless chicken tenderloins, and lightly sprayed them, sorry, I'm adjusting my sleeve, lightly sprayed them with the non-stick olive oil spray, and then they have the nutritional yeast sprinkled on them, and they had, oh, and Sybil's daughter Brianna says I'm pretty. Thank you, Brianna. Yeah, you should see me when I haven't been walking all day. But no, that sounds bad. That makes it sound like I think I'm pretty. Anyway, whatever. I look sweaty. So, but thank you. That has the nutritional yeast on it, and then it also has some, oh, for that one I used, for the chicken today, I've been putting on the chicken thighs, I've been using the Dax Original Red, But tonight on the tenders, just to have something different, I used the Bragg organic sprinkles, and they were good. Did y'all like them? Casey and Alan, did y'all like the chicken?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So they liked the chicken. So that, and I'll put this on the transcripts because that was a little bit different time. The chicken thighs take like 18 minutes. The chicken breast tenderloins, I did not do chicken breasts. I did chicken breast tenderloins. I cooked those on 360 for 10 minutes, and I flipped them halfway through. So you can see that the nutritional yeast, I've been getting a lot of questions about people's chicken not turning out looking like it's fried. I honestly think that it's the nutritional yeast. I think that's what's doing it. So here, I'll try it for you. And this is cold, but it's delicious. So, can you see that? That's too close. Yeah, but look how, look how crisp. And this is cold chicken. It's really, really good. Okay, then, so y'all know, I'm a selectitarian or whatever it is my friend calls me. So I also went crazy and made a bacon wrapped one. So this is a chicken breast tenderloin. I wrapped it in one slice. I either use Applegate uncured Sunday bacon, that's 1 smart point for the bacon, yeah, Paula agrees with me. She says she thinks so too because her pork chop was crusty. So yeah, I seriously think it's the nutritional yeast. So, oh, and bonus, the nutritional yeast is vegetarian and vegan. And, hold on, let me see. I think it's also kosher. It's gluten-free. Yeah, so it's like everything. So it's vegan, it's vegetarian, it's gluten-free, and it's kosher. So everybody can eat this except for Popcorn Karen. Okay, so anyway, back to this. So while I was getting crazy with the chicken tenderloins, I took one chicken tenderloin and I wrapped it in one piece of bacon, and I use Applegate Sunday bacon, that's 1 smart point, or I use Trader Joe's uncured bacon, but you have to be careful, check them, because one of them is 2 points per slice, and the one I use is I think it's uncured dry rubbed. It's 1 point per slice, and then Aldi has one called Appleton Farms, and I think it's also called uncured, bacon, and it's 1 point per slice. And then I added the nutritional yeast, so it was wrapped in raw bacon. I added the nutritional yeast, and I added some of the bread dipping seasoning, and air fried it for this. I air fried it for the same amount of time that I do the bacon wrapped asparagus, and that recipe is already on the blog. It's www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and I'll be putting these on there too. And then for the very last thing, because it is 9:02, so as usual we have gone over, but we haven't gone over bad, so we're gonna keep it to time. We're gonna keep it pretty close to time here. So I know this is supposed to be about nutritional yeast, but I had 3 pieces of bacon left, so we've eaten them. We already ate one of these. But look, it's a hard-boiled egg with, oh, and if y'all didn't see it, I made a bacon-wrapped pickle spear the other day. So you'll have to check that out. That is already on the blog. If you just go to www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and type in bacon or pickle or spear, it's going to be on there. And it was 1 smart point. But I didn't have any more pickle spears, and we only had 3 pieces of bacon. So... and someone wants to know why uncured bacon. So uncured bacon, the only thing I can figure out, it doesn't have any weird, what do they call, like nitrates and things in them, like the things like preservatives, so they don't last, a long time, but it's also not quite as salty. So I don't get it because it's uncured bacon. That's just an added benefit. But anyway, so this is a hard-boiled egg wrapped in bacon with nutritional yeast on it and the seasoning. So let me see if I can cut this by myself. If I can't, I may have to get an assistant. Yeah, I know, and Casey's going, it was so good. You'll pardon me, well, I'm licking the bacon off of my fingers. But we had 3 pieces left. We had to get rid of it. We couldn't, oh yeah, and Sally saw me lick my fingers. Sorry. Yeah, this is why they don't call me to do, somebody was asking last week, I guess, somebody was saying, oh, you should be on a cooking show. And I thought, yeah, they don't ask finger-licking people like me to be on cooking shows. But anyway, because you girls don't care, do you? You don't care if I lick my fingers. You want to know that it was good. Okay, and I think I'm gonna, no, I might be able to do this by myself. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let's see. Oh, I did it. I think I did it. Okay, well, I didn't get it cut all the way in half by myself, but check it out. There is, oh, can y'all see it? No, hold on. I hate that I can't turn the phone around tonight. Okay. So do y'all see it? That is literally just, that's literally just a hard-boiled egg wrapped in bacon with some nutritional yeast on it and some bread dipping seasoning. I cooked it in the air fryer. You could cook it in your oven. Don't fry it. But when I cooked it in the air fryer, I did it on 380 for 8 minutes, and actually I cooked it with the bacon wrapped chicken tenderloin, and so that's only 3 smart points. So you have a hard-boiled egg, you got bacon, nutritional yeast, and some bread dipping seasoning. Who wouldn't eat that? Seriously, who wouldn't eat that? Okay, and last things last, let's go back and we're going to check on our cheese grits. So guess what I'm having for breakfast in the morning, since I've already made these. So I always put nutritional yeast in my cheese grits. It doesn't matter what kind I make. It doesn't matter if I'm making the just regular cheese, which I never make just regular cheese grits, but regular cheese grits, the cheese grits with bacon in them, the cheese grits, the 3 cheese grits, the shrimp and grits. It doesn't really matter. I always put the nutritional yeast in there. It just gives it a little oomph of cheese. So this is going to be the last thing that we'll see tonight. That is 1 packet of cheese grits, a tablespoon of nutritional yeast, some chopped tomatoes, and the kale blend. And yeah, so it's 3, let's see, oh, and the pepperonis, and the Mama Cozies pepperonis. So it's like 5 smart points. And I'm going to have a little pizza flavored cheese grits in the morning for breakfast. So now, what questions do y'all have about nutritional yeast? Have I cleared it all up? Have I made it confusing? Are y'all going to rush right out and buy some? I will warn you, I sent some people, I can't remember what city they were in, but I sent some people to get nutritional yeast a couple of days ago. 3 people went, bought all that they had, and when the 4th person got there, they were sold out. So I think that's, that's a good thing. So maybe we might need to start telling them that you've been watching the If You Have an Egg chats, and that you came to get nutritional yeast and you need to know when they're going to have it again, so that maybe they can keep it, just for that. And then I don't know, maybe I need to start calling these places and warning them when we're going to talk about stuff. But okay, it's after 9. I'm getting hungry. Y'all are getting tired. I'm going to have to release Casey and Alan back into the wild again here pretty soon. So do y'all have any questions about nutritional yeast? Did I answer all of them? Getting a couple, Paula and Teresa seem to have a better handle on it. Chris just got some from Amazon. Kim said, I don't think I can wait on Santa to get me an air fryer because she wants one now. You're welcome, Sally. Oh, Sybil wants to know if it's good on scrambled eggs. Yes, Sybil, I put it in my secret recipe scrambled eggs, which those are also on the blog, www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. But I put them in anything that's savory, so would not be good in anything sweet, I don't think. So anything that's savory, like scrambled eggs, fried egg, poached egg, the hard-boiled eggs, the sliced hard-boiled egg. Oh, Margaret said she told all the workers at All Sauced Up and Publix about me. Oh, yay! Maybe I should go up there and say, hey, when I need some more of my spices. But Betty says good night. Donna says thank you. You're welcome, Donna. But do y'all have any other questions about it? And Leisha got 2 air fryers. Leisha, did you need 2? How big's your family? So I'm just trying to figure out if I'm gonna bump something else off my countertop over here and get an Instant Pot. So, oh, and Diana just had some on a Philly sandwich. That sounds good. Oh, one other thing, popcorn. It is real. I didn't make any, but it's really good on popcorn. The nutritional yeast, it's really good on popcorn, believe it or not. So Okay, well, it sounds like y'all have got a handle on this, and if you need any more help, you know where to find me. So the transcripts of this will be up maybe tonight. Oh, Margaret, Margaret said you should get a kickback. Yeah, I don't need a kickback if they would just make sure that I'm supplied on my, you know, make sure I'm supplied on my seasoning when I need it. But anyway, so, oh yeah, and Teresa says she likes dry ranch on her popcorn. That sounds good. And Mandy, you are late. We are actually almost done. But anyway, so gonna wrap it up for tonight. This will be on the blog, www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and on the Facebook page, which is where we're at right now. Oh, where's Dusty? Uh-oh, we almost didn't have Dusty. Where is he? Dusty. Oh, wait, he's over here on the couch. We're gonna have to go see him on the couch. He actually, because we've got Alan here, he's being a little snoozy poopy. Come here, buddy. So, for those of you who know who Dusty is, here he is again. Here's Dusty. And for those of you who don't know who Dusty is, this is Dusty. So, y'all will probably see him every week. He's a constant standby. Yep, and he's my little buddy, especially when my husband's gone. But, okay. So, oh, and sorry, I'm going to say one more thing. You can always find these, bless you, you can always find these meal ideas on Pinterest. That's pinterest.com/IfYouHaveAnEgg. And, yeah, and Margaret, I wish you could have come by, because Margaret didn't make it down. She didn't make it down to me this time. But maybe I'll see you next time. Yeah, Pinterest, YouTube, everything, but this will be on the blog later. So I'm going to go ahead and say good night, everybody, because now hubby is messaging me. I can see it popping up. He's messaging me, maybe from the Trader Joe's in Annapolis, Maryland, that's in the parking lot of Joann's. So maybe he found the nutritional yeast, but I'll let y'all know. Okay, I want to see what you try. Oh, it's good on Wegos too, just so you know. Carol's here. She's the Wego president. Yeah. So if y'all were curious, it's good on Wegos. And if you don't know what a Wego is, there's a whole nother chat on that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight so I can get up there and start typing. And now Dusty's like, oh, Mama's going to eat. So maybe I should go. Maybe I should go. Oh, yeah, look at him. He's like, now Mama's going to eat, so I'm going to get some more food. Okay, I'm going to say goodnight, everybody. Good night. I'll see you next week. Say goodnight, Alan.
Good night.
Alan, say goodnight. Casey.
Good night.
She says goodnight. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next Sunday.